Hello guys, Death Trooper with you here. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been kind of slacking lately. Anyway, I know some of you have requested to see some Zerg videos. I haven't really shown any because I mostly play Terran and my partner SMAC usually plays Protoss. So now I'm just going to be showing you a Zerg match I did here. Lately I've been playing Zerg a lot actually. I really like them. I find them really easy to win with. I find them actually high macro and micro race. You have to really be on top of your queen, spawning larvae all over the place. But anyway, I do the standard build that a lot of players do, and it seems to catch everybody in a tight spot here. I do the 13 pool. I'll just speed it up a little bit to get past this boring part. Basically, I'm just doing 13 pool and then expand at 16, so nothing too crazy. My opponent here is random. I haven't scouted him yet, so he's a Terran player. He's just doing typical standard builds so far. Barracks, walling off with supply depots here, getting his gas. This is a perfectly standard normal build for Terran. It's funny he got his SCV trapped outside his base and didn't notice there for a minute, but it looks like he found it now. And yeah, against Zerg and Protoss players, now once this spawning pool is up and after I begin production of the queen, I would begin pumping Zerglings. However, against a Terran player, since I play Terran, I know that they don't really have any strong early pushes unless you specifically rush for it. But when my overlord here scouts that it's just a standard barracks, there's not even a reactor core or tech lab add-on onto it, I figure, oh, here's the add-on now, I figure it's a standard build. I'm going to have time before he's attacking me. So I'm going to skip building Zerglings altogether and just go straight for hydras. Now, against Protoss and Zerg, as I mentioned, I would build Zerglings at least 6, maybe 12 worth, and then I would start building towards hydras. So pretty much no matter what, I do hydras. Sometimes I do mutas, but the thing is, now they're so easily hard countered by things like the Phoenix and just general things in general, like Marines. Hydras counter them, so mutas really aren't that safe. I always hotkey my queen for easy spawn larvae, and at my expansion here I'll be getting a queen too and hotkeying it as well. And then as you can see, just setting up rally points. I like to have both my rally points at the same place, as you can tell, in the same general area here. Eventually I'm going to expand the creep so that all my units move freely between my bases for ease of defending. And yeah, just spawning some overlords. I got double gas so I could get to the hydras fast. I didn't want to be late, so I'll probably be getting this layer any minute now. As I mentioned, I don't normally play Zerg. I've just started playing them recently for fun, so I'm not perfect with my timings here, but it's not too bad. Now I'm getting the queen over here, and then I can start pumping mad drones. I like to get my economy fully booming before I start trying to pump units, because if you try and pump units, then you're sacrificing your economy, and fast expanding is kind of pointless because your expansion's not even doing anything. So here we go, expansion's up, spawn the larvae, hotkey this queen as a separate one, so I have both my queens as the hotkeys here, and I'm doing my best to spend all my resources. I just pumped tons of overlords because I don't want to get supply blocked, and I had the extra minerals, and I want to make sure once I get to the hydras that I can just start pumping them like crazy and not worry about having to build overlords and wait for that. So my Terran player, I still haven't scouted him again recently. I just assume he's still doing a standard build. I've sent another overlord over here in this general area to make sure that he's not fast expanding himself. I also sent an overlord here to watch the gold. I'm sending this overlord here to give me a little bit warning if I'm under attack. And eventually I'll be sending overlords everywhere. I'll be sending one here to make sure he doesn't take the gold. I'll be sending one at this expansion, this expansion, this expansion. The idea is you want to view as much of the map as you can, and as Zerg, because you have overlords, you have the freedom to do that. So now I'm on top of the spawn larvae. Well, here I'm actually waiting to do the creep tumor. And here we go. I just plop that down. And I've just built my hydralisk den. He's just scanned me, and so I just started building all these hydras now, because usually Terran players attack right after a scan, and while my den just finished and I have no forces so far. If you feel unsure, unsafe, throw down a couple spine crawlers. I mean, it just costs minerals, and they're great added defense for ground forces. So as you can see, I can see here he has not expanded. So every second that goes by that I'm fully saturating this expansion, I'm pulling ahead. Typically, if a Zerg player fast expands, you either have to pressure it right away or expand yourself. And so far I've found, even against other Zerg who've tried to pressure me right away, if they don't expand themselves and I manage to hold on to this, I end up winning. Same with Protoss. So far, actually, I have not lost a single game in 1v1 with Zerg, but it's just the qualifier matches, so that's nothing too special. But I did end up Diamond League, so I guess that means something, right? He's scanning over here too. That's kind of funny. I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. As a Terran player, I wouldn't recommend wasting all your energy on scans. He could just send a Marine or an SCV. But anyway, he's chosen to scan. I'm like, oh yeah, you see it. And here's all these are probably hydras rather. So I'm just starting to pump tons of hydras. You got to get the evolution chamber, and you got to begin upgrades. Like, I've begun the range upgrade. Upgrades are very important. I'm doing missile attacks. Now, I believe typically as Zerg, you're supposed to go for carapace. I personally just always go for attack upgrades first. Personally, I think the best defense is a good offense. And just having strong attack will just kill things faster, and I don't need to worry about armor because I've got such a swarm of units, right? I also have really fallen in love with the Nidus worm, the Nidus network. In every game I've done so far as Zerg, whether I'm against other Zerg, Toss, or Terran, I can usually find a spot in the back of their base where they can't see, and I just drop that Nidus worm, get in there, and I can kill all their workers or kill precious tech, and by the time they react, and even if they defeat my army, they've lost so much workers or tech that it really sets them back time-wise. And every minute I have this natural going on, I'm just pulling ahead. So here's my other Overlord. I've also upgraded Overlord speed, and I'm getting an Overseer. It's always good to have at least one in case you need detection, but also the Changeling is very valuable. Now, I don't use it in this game, but in most games I do use it because players typically don't notice it. And if you get a Changeling into someone's base, you can see everything for free. So, as you can see now, I'm looking here, I'm looking here, I'm looking here. I've got Overlords all over the map, just making sure the Terran player hasn't snuck any expansions on me or anything like that. And here I've massed up tons of hydras. Now actually the Terran player's done a drop in the back of my base. I've evacuated all of my drones and just sending in my hydras, focus firing the tanks, ignoring the Marines and Marauders. It's key to get those siege tanks, because those siege tanks could have melted away my units if I went for the Marauders first. So now that I've dealt with that, I can transfer my drones back over here. I'll probably do that any second. And I've just built the Nidus network, and I'm flying this bad boy around to throw it down back here. So if we look at my vision, it looks like he's not going to see it. Now if we look at his vision, he actually does see it. So that was a bad placement on me, but he does not react fast enough. I've already, well, I'm just transferring back my workers now, but I'm just going to load up my units here and send them. So the worm is out. Here comes the creep. So he's noticed now. He's sieging up. And here I've begun spewing them out already. So it's too late. He should have dealt with that before I had him out. And focus firing the tanks again. And now he's got nothing. Caught with his pants down. I've got him. And that's it. GG. Eek, he says. Focus that factory down. Trying to drain his tech. But I know it's done at this point. GG. And he leaves. Hope you guys have enjoyed.